Hi, welcome to Savor Food and Life, where great recipes and healthy living come together. I'm Mark Daniels, Executive Chef at San Angelo Community Medical Center, and I have with me today Dr. Michael Blanc. How you doing today, Doc?
Doing great, Mark.
I appreciate you coming and taking the time out of your day to come and cook with me on Savor.
I always enjoy coming and working with you, Mark. As I've explained to most of my patients about the cold cooking thing, my job is mostly to eat and talk, which is a really tough struggle for me to take.
Well, you know, and everybody says to me all the time, like they do to you, hey, I saw this one. Blanc wasn't on that one. I assure you, I don't have you tied up in the basement somewhere, okay?
Okay, very good.
We're doing a recipe today that is been around for a long time.
Long time.
And what's old is new again, okay? And two ways to do it, depending on your dietary restrictions. One, we can have a mayonnaise base. Two, we can have a Greek yogurt base. Both of them wonderful. Right?
Well, they're both wonderful, but obviously the Greek yogurt one is going to be a lot less in calories. You know, a cup of yogurt has 1,400 calories in it, so it's just loaded with fat and lots of calories. A cup of yogurt has just a small portion of that as far as calories, and I don't think we're going to lose anything in the flavor with all of this, because really the whole key to a good Waldorf salad is the fruit.
Yep, good apple, sweet grapes, the crunch of the celery.
That's right.
And speaking of that, I'm going to have you going. I'm going to have you start with the...
got our yogurt in here.
We have a little salt.
And again, you can control the salt as much as you want, just a little bit in there.
Per doctor's orders.
That's right, some pepper. And some lemon juice. Very simple dressing with that.
Doesn't take much because like we were talking about, your flavor comes from fresh fruit.
The fresh fruits. And here we have apples. And apples, you know, it really is true, an apple a day will keep the doctor away. It is loaded with antioxidants. In fact, you know, we've chosen, these are just simple red delicious apples. They're actually the highest in antioxidants of all the apples that we have, but low in calories. A whole apple like this has like 80 calories in it.
See, not bad.
Phenolic acid is one of our big antioxidants. 25% of the United States phenolic acid consumption actually comes from apple consumption. So apples are really, really important. And we look at as far as those phenolic acids and other antioxidants. Apples are almost up to cranberries, which we consider like the super antioxidant. Apples are very close behind. And, you know, the nice thing about apples, we have 2,500 different varieties of apples in the United States. So you can sort of pick and choose on what kind of apple you want to use
every day for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and have a different kind of apple to try. And now we're adding celery. You know, celery is really, really healthy for us. Very low in calories because celery is mostly water. And celery is loaded with antioxidants. So, you know, an 8-inch portion of celery has like 10 or 15 calories in it, but is loaded with antioxidants. So very, very healthy for us. And it's also going to give us something else nice with this, which is a nice crunch. You know, part of having a good salad is having just different textures. And the celery gives a really nice crunch to it.
And I love the aromatic smell of the celery, fresh celery. Yep. When it's first cut. And I like the different textures in this salad, so.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's a nice salad for that. And then we're going to add our grapes. These are red grapes, and these are red seedless grapes, which are very healthy for us. You know, the grapes, again, are a very low-calorie snack. If you want to have 8 ounces of grapes, it only has 30 calories, 30 or 40 calories in it. The red grapes, because, again, they're red, that darker color means they have anthocyanins in them. That anthocyanins are very, very, very potent antioxidants, and we want to get the skin of that. That's where all of those reside. And because we're not cooking them, the grapes, they'll maintain all those healthy nutrients in there. And we've added walnuts. You know, walnuts, we've looked at walnuts. A serving of walnuts a day will actually reduce your risk of heart attacks and strokes by as much as 25 to 30%.
We have that mixed up.
Beautifully done.
Give it a little whirl there, Doc, and tell me what you think. For everybody out there wondering.
That is beautiful. Great light flavor. That is a wonderful salad.
We thank you for joining us on Savor today. We'll see you again next week.
Savor Food and Life, sponsored by San Angelo Community Medical Center.